Okay, take number 2. I just filmed this whole thing and my microphone didn't work for the whole thing. So let's try this again. You guys, this trip to Alaska is just over 3 weeks away and I am getting so excited. I'm actively preparing for this trip. This is going to be my 3rd time up to Alaska, 2nd time working on this particular property. But the big difference is that this time I am going alone. And the bigger difference is that this time I'm driving. It's terrifying to do this drive, and I may have a co-pilot, I may be doing it solo, but I am so excited for the adventure at the same time. So I thought I would show you guys everything that I am bringing for me on the drive. Now, I might split this into a couple different parts because I figured it might be fun for you guys to see what I'm bringing for the drive on the Alcan, but also what I am bringing as supplies for camping out in the bush. And then also I'm going to be bringing supplies for working on my property. So it's kind of 3 separate sections. So I might break this into a couple parts. Right now I just want to show you what I'm bringing specifically for my car for the drive to Alaska. I'm driving from Oregon to the Kenai Peninsula. It's a 3,000-mile drive. I'm going to try to do it in 5 days. That's 10.5 hours of driving per day, which is a lot for me. But I'm going to be alone. I'm not going to have anything else to do, so might as well just cruise, right? Okay, starting with fluids. I have 2.5 quarts of motor oil for my car. That should be enough. I just did an oil change on my car. I'm going to make sure everything's topped off, make sure I don't have any leaks. It doesn't burn oil, but I want to bring just a little bit extra in case. I also have 3 quarts of automatic transmission fluid. Now, that may be overkill. But in our shop, we had like 6 to 8 quarts of this. So I figured, whatever, I'll bring half. I also have 3 small bottles here of power steering fluid. This is Nissan brand specifically made for my car. And I have a bottle of brake fluid. So all I'm missing as far as the fluids go is some coolant. I need to figure out what coolant my car takes and get myself a big bottle of that. Also, for any fluid changes, I have a funnel. I have several shop towels as well as a whole roll of the disposable shop towels. I have a oil filter wrench, whatever you want to call this. I just did the oil change on my car, so it's got a brand new oil filter on it. I don't think I'm going to need to bring a spare, but maybe I'll pick one up. It's not a bad idea, right? Also, when I was doing that oil change on my car, I bought a new air filter, but the air filter on my car is in great shape. So I figured no point in changing it out right now. I'm just going to hang on to this as a spare. I'm going to be on a lot of dirt and gravel roads, so who knows, there could come a time where I might actually need this. I just did a brake inspection on my car last week, and my brakes look pretty good. It looks like I've got about 70% on the rear brakes and about 60% on the front brakes. So I'm not going to bother changing my brake pads out right now. However, a couple months ago, Ryan did buy brand new ceramic brake pads for my car. So I thought about changing it and putting these on now, but I figured what's the point when I still have half the life left on these brake pads? I'm going to drive it on them until they're done. And then I've got these when I'm ready to change them. So just in case I should need to do any kind of brake change, I am going to be bringing a small toolkit with me. But I also have a C-clamp for depressing your caliper in case that's something you do when you change your brake pads. So that's that. Let's talk about roadside emergencies. Tire changes. It's highly possible that I could blow a tire. Now, I do have brand new tires on this car, and I've got a spare mounted underneath, but if I hit something I shouldn't hit, you know, I could blow a tire. So I went ahead and I bought myself this 8-ton bottle jack. Now, I know that bottle jacks are not the most stable, at least compared to a floor jack. But that's why I got a jack stand. Okay, I bought this for a couple different reasons. Number one, it's smaller than a floor jack and it's going to save me on a little bit of space. Number two, my car has a little bit of a lift on it, and the height range on this compared to a floor jack is just a little bit higher. So I was hoping if I use this, I might not have to use any extra blocks or anything to raise my car up. Also, it's 8 tons capacity as opposed to the typical 2-ton on a small floor jack. And I'm going to be doing a lot of work up on my property. I figured these are handy to have. It's not going to hurt. I do have a really, really nice rapid pump floor jack, but I'm leaving that behind for my truck and my trailer. So this is going in the Xterra. I also bought myself one of these little collapsible 4-way lug wrenches. So hopefully I don't have to change a tire, but if I do, looks like I'll probably have everything I need. Another thing I'm bringing with me, but I actually forgot to bring it out, is a windshield repair kit. Just as common as blowing tires on the Alcan is getting a rock in your windshield. So I'm bringing a little repair kit so I can repair small cracks and stars before they get any worse. What else? Okay, so other roadside emergencies. I have a jump starter. This is not one of the greatest jump starters. We bought it a couple years ago. It works, but it will work for one jump start. And if you try to start the car and it doesn't start, this is out of juice. But I'm going to make sure it's fully charged before I go. I'm taking it with me. And just in case, if I should have a dead battery and that's not working, I have jumper cables as well. Okay, so hopefully I could flag somebody down on the road. For any other mechanical issues I may have with my car, you know, I don't know what I could encounter. It could be anything, but I do have a code reader. So if my car starts throwing any codes, I can plug this right in and I can see what's going on and hopefully get myself to a shop. I have emergency flares. Always a good idea. I have a set of gear wrenches. These are always really, really handy to have. And I have 2 sets, so I figured I might as well take one with me. I'm going to add to this some other tools, probably a ratchet set, as well as maybe some screwdrivers and just things that I might need for who knows what. Lastly, let's talk about safety. Driving on the Alcan, there are long sections of the Alcan where you don't have cell service. So I'm bringing maps. I have the directions printed out, separated out by day, so at least what I'm hoping to accomplish each day, so that if I don't have GPS, I can still find my way. Now, lastly, this is something I've been hemming and hawing about. If I end up going alone, I'm considering buying a satellite phone. They're really expensive, and I'm hoping that I'm not going to need one. The Alcan is really heavily traveled, especially when I'm going. So if I do have any kind of issue in a place where there's no cell service, hopefully I could flag somebody down. So yeah, I keep going back and forth on that. I don't know. But aside from what I've mentioned here, you guys, you tell me if there's anything that you can think of that I'm missing to get myself from Oregon to Alaska. This is all I could think of. If you can think of anything else, please drop it down in the comments and let me know. That's all I got for this section. I'm going to go ahead and do some more packing. Got to get all my stuff together first. And then I'll show you guys what I'm bringing for camping and surviving out in the bush. All right. Talk to you soon.